yeah, I've decided to do a hello neighbor after a while, and as you can tell, I am pretty tired. Hence, the theme is I am tired. Now, you might ask, oh God, why is she doing this now? Well, number one, some of you have been asking, and we have a decent community. So if I don't show my face for a while, you get worried. And that's understandable and that's very appreciated. Two, I figured, you know what? It's probably a good thing to talk about this as much as I can. And, I noticed that a lot of you, not to say that you don't benefit from the astrological stuff, but, you and I both know that that's just a fraction of the work. The real work is in acknowledging who you are, what you are, where you are, and everything that comes with that. So I don't want you to worry. I'm not like dying or anything like that. There are people who are in significant and severe pain in the world. I am just going through. Whoa. Okay, that was interesting. Let me just mute that. Okay. Uh, alright. So, as I was saying, like I was saying, there's people who are in significant and severe chronic pain and fatigue and stress, and not, putting myself in that category, but I knew this was coming. This is one of the things that you know about astrology. When you know your weak alignments, when you know when things are just not going to go well for you, when those alignments actually hit, you know, at least you're not spending so much time and headspace going, oh my God, what's happening? Why? I mean, that's in fact one of the ways that healing happens, especially when you're doing a session with me. And sessions have been ongoing. I've just been pacing them very, very slowly. So, if you have tried booking and you see everything sold out, it's not because I've been doing back-to-back stuff. It's because I am pacing myself. And to be honest, I've been quite tired since December last year. It feels like so long ago. On the one hand, it feels like yesterday. On the other hand, heck, it feels like a few hours ago. But it's like things have just been nonstop, since the Jupiter Saturn conjunction. And and yeah, honestly, I'm just tired. I'm so tired. There's certain days that my bones just feel so incredibly old, you know? And sometimes it's good to just acknowledge and recognize that. And you know what I'm like. I work as hard as I can. I'm a Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn with a Virgo moon. That is the definition of a workaholic. Unless you've got some other, mitigating factors that change things. But basically, I'm someone who tries very hard, who works very, very hard. And I'm just like, I just couldn't do it. Yeah, even my tier 23, I wrote a note to everybody. I'm like, you know what, peeps, I need some time. And they understand. Because each time I tried to work, I just kept getting put to sleep. It was bizarre. Each time I tried writing things down, it was like something just knocked me the heck out. So I did that for a couple of days. And things are still not quite settled yet. I mean, yes, I understand the alignments, I understand what's going on and why, but that doesn't change it. Knowing the astrology doesn't change the energy. It just means that you spend less time worrying about it, and you spend less time angsting about it, and you spend less time, your mind doesn't have to jump around trying to look for answers. You're like, okay, this is the season. Some days you're going to feel great and some days you're not going to feel great. So that's part of the experience. Anyone who tells you, oh yes, but you attracted this, oh yes, but it's because you are not in alignment with abundance and whatnot, can go and jump off a cliff, because that's not the way things work. Even when you look at the stars and the planets, they are not always, they're not always shining on max. There's a variability. It's not like everything is just on full high beam all of the time. It's, you know, it's like the moon. It's got phases. It's like clouds obscuring the sun sometimes, but things come out on the other side. So, that's very much an acknowledgement of that in this installation of Hello Neighbor. I mean, sure, I can just talk to you about the astrology saying this happening, this happening, this happening, but you know what? The stuff that really I find the stuff that really reaches people is the human quality of knowing all of this shit, fine, but what do you actually do with that knowledge? So I was thinking, all right, I'm going to be smart. I know what's coming. So I'm going to try and focus on gardening and more physical activities and so on. And I want to tell you something really exciting about my garden. So, not three plants. Now, one had been growing for a while, and I'd never really checked it out. And you won't believe it, but it's a noni tree. And noni is a very sacred plant, especially to Polynesian cultures. It started in Southeast Asia, from what I read, and it's basically like spread to places like India, to places like Hawaii. There is a migratory route that's associated with all of the lands that it's touched. Noni is very sacred, and a noni tree basically sprouted by itself and has just been growing. Has just been growing by itself without me doing anything. And today I was just like, yesterday I was like, what is that tree? So I got this app because I'm fancy. I downloaded this app and I was like, okay, identify this. And I checked in with another app just to make sure that, it's consistent. And it turned out it was noni. I was like, oh my goodness. So I was like, all right, I got a noni tree. And then I realized there was another plant, which unfortunately I had to pull because let's just say the roots are growing in a place that, is would destabilize the foundation of this house. Um, a Bodhi tree or rather Bodhi plant started growing independently as well. And as I told you before, bamboo started growing as well. So we have got like noni, Bodhi, and bamboo. And they just came out of nowhere. I didn't plant them. And I don't like, it's amazing. So my garden is just doing its thing. I mean, I am planting vegetables and stuff and reading about stuff and trying to understand, okay, so we need this and that and whatnot. And so, I'm trying to make a thing of it. But by itself, all of these holy plants are just coming. And it's so cool. I was like, whoa. So today I washed the leaves and I put it and steeped it in water. I watched a video. I was like, I didn't know anything about it. All I know it's a holy tree and I know that it's very, very powerful and it's very medicinal. I was joking with my brother. It's because, in this household, we like singing the songs from Moana. And of course, that's Moana. My girl is Moana and my brother can be Maui, as in the way we play it out, the dynamic. So, I was joking about that. And because, for example, Maui is actually brought back to life from the leaves of the noni tree I believe, in the Tongan mythology. So it's quite cool, actually. So, yeah, I'm going to like be having more noni, and that's like exciting. And I'm like, it's so cool. And now more and more birds are coming. It's like the moment I step outside, like, really, they don't run. They just stand there and they look at me. I'm like, okay, something's going on. Goodness, what is? I mean, I knew what's happening intellectually, but physically and emotionally, it was still like, oh my God, what is happening? So it's like, okay, all right, this is clearly a phase of even more rest, even more rest. VB, I just had a feeling. I could feel your thoughts. I knew he was going to say something, and he did. Apparently, things are buffering. And it's funny, VB. We seem to have a very clear connection, you and I. And yeah, it's just, it's like, that is quite amazing. That is quite cool. Just Bodhi, bamboo, and Noni just came by themselves. In fact, they're growing better than the seeds I actually planted. So I'm going to put that down to benevolent nature beings. So, but that's something that's been making me happy as of late. But no, I was just, too tired even to go and water them today. So my body is saying for this upcoming Virgo full moon, this is Virgo full moon, yes. For this upcoming Virgo full moon, you're just gonna have to rest. You're just going to have to rest. You're just going to have to take it really slow, really easy, which is why, I'm saying I am tired. That is my statement, you know. And for me, making that kind of statement is not easy. Like I said, Cap, Sun, Virgo, Moon, we don't do this. We don't acknowledge these vulnerabilities. No, 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 no. But that's important to show as well, you know? It's important to just, I mean, you don't have to show everything. Everyone's entitled to a measure of private life, but it's like, it's just so important to be able to say it, you know? But yeah, it's been exhausting. So exhausting. So I'm hoping my noni leaves and noni tea are going to go and help revive me the way I need to be revived. Oh goodness, I wonder what's going to appear next. But yeah, so that's something that's been helping me get through this phase. It's not just a sudden onset. It started about 2 weeks ago. But staying with faith. I was like, you know what, I got to do something. I got to try chanting. I tried. I was like, cool. All right, I'm going to listen to songs I like. And if you've noticed, I've been posting Godzilla songs because I love the soundtrack from Godzilla King of the Monsters. And still, nothing seems to be working. So I'm just going to have to sit this one out and see what emerges. But yeah, you know, different people have different experiences, and especially with this kind of moon coming up. And it's just important to honor where each person is, in so doing. But that's basically what I wanted to tell you today, and to show you that yes, I am relatively in one piece. So don't worry, I'm around. So let's have a quick look at comments and let's do our hellos. Hello, Lady Elaine. Hello, Annie. Hello, Latoya. Hello, Tamika. Hello, Sheena. Hello, Gina. Hello, Crystalline Crow. Hello, Magneto. Hello, Sowell. Hello, Margaret. Hello, Lady Luck. Hello, Luna and Luna's puppy. Hello, Sharon. Hello, Christine Buckingham. Hello, Bump Tiggy. I love that name. Hello, VB. Hello, Sacred Ascension. Let's see. Who else we got? Yeah, hello, Evie Love. Hello, Thelma. Hello, Sharon, who says they've noni trees in Jamaica too. Hello, Chanel Coco. Oh, and Chanel Coco says, and that's why I have so much pain and injuries. I'm a Capricorn Sun, Virgo Moon as well. Yeah, we're really feeling it. Let's see who else is here. Hello, Oya, who the birds come to as well. Very nice. Hello, Anastasia, who says it seems like your seeds flew in to be with you. You magnetized them to your garden. It seems so. I'll let you know if I find something else. Hello, Batwoman. Lovely to see you. Sheena asked, do you know the history of the place? Your house is so cool and interesting. I looked into it. I mean, it's a fertile area, generally speaking, but yeah, I mean, this level of stuff. The neighbors are I mean, I say hello to my neighbor. She's a nice person. I've mentioned her before. Her name's Alice, and she and her husband cultivate a garden opposite the street. In fact, it's one of the reasons I took the place. But they don't have any of the plants that have spontaneously come my way. So they're an older couple, very Christian, and they're all about, but in the sense of be kind to your fellow person. And they said that they were praying for someone to occupy the abandoned house next door to them. The only thing they said was that there used to be this. I told you about this before in a previous Hello Neighbor. There was this patch of open earth that was covered by concrete because the bamboo grew so tall there, it actually attracted a snake to their house. So, and that's something I'm very mindful of. Don't plant anything that will attract a snake because apparently we have those problems here, which is unusual for Malaysia, especially in the, fairly commercially and, developed in terms of infrastructure. So, nothing that unusual. It's just something's happening. So, that's the best way I can put it. Let's see. VB says he used to love sparrows in his backyard, but hardly any sparrows now. Sorry to hear it. Anastasia says those herbs are meant to be with you at this time. Indeed. Tanisha says hello. Hello, Tanisha. Sheena says open up to the plants and they show up as you need them. I guess so. Hello, Shmruti. Oh, Oh. Anastasia says, you are a special being, sky goddess, and to let you know you're not by yourself. The goddesses that are standing on posts are absorbing a lot of things. Indeed, there is a lot happening. Hello, Kavita. Hello, Ray. Hello, Marissa. Hello, Susie. Oh, hello, Exie. Let's see. Hello, Nacha Libre. Hello, Chris Norman, who says, Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Hello, Adrienne. Hello, Georgia. Hello, Joyful Soul. Hello, Black God, who says, Mother Gaia is very generous. She is indeed. She is indeed. You know, this household has a, I mean, to be honest, most we've got like stickers of flowers in the house, and we've got flower of life stickers everywhere. One of you asked what's the sticker behind me. We've got flowers of life and so on and so forth. We've got those little rainbow sun catchers, basically those plastic prism like thingamajiggy, um, and to kind of just put rainbows about wherever we can. So we had to do a lot of work to try and transmute the energy of this place. And I can't say we've been fully successful, but you know, it's something. It's something. The cats are more peaceful here, generally speaking. Hanuki and Lucky like looking at me when I'm in the garden. They just come to the window and they're like this, and they just look. So that's what they do. And my little girl likes to come to the door when she knows I'm about to go out. So I carry her up and I take her on a tour every day to say, okay, we're growing this and we're doing that and we're doing that. So she likes that. And so, yes, that's how I am processing deeper energies that are coming to us at this time. Let's see who else is here. Hello, Dara. Hello, Day. Hello, Kautar. Day says, watching from work, muted, much love. Things are really rough currently. Agreed. Now, I know a lot of you are wondering, why is it so rough? And without going into an overly technical discussion, I'm just going to mention this real quick, just because, you know, people should know. We're going through a fairly prolonged phase of the North Node aspecting Vesta. Now, the nodes move in reverse, right? Relative to the rest of the astrological chart. Vesta is also in retrograde, and Vesta in Virgo, nodes in Gemini, Sagittarius, and they're moving fairly closely together. And you know, they are impacting each other in such a way that people are really needing to rethink what are their parts of service, what's your relationship with land, what's your relationship with health, what's your relationship with old karma, you know. And a lot of people are finding new openings beginning, but also just letting a lot of old things go, which is why I still think that, you know, Let It Go is probably one of the greatest spiritual songs ever made of all time. And this is a time where people with very strong links to the archetype of the facilitator, the archetype of the priestess in particular, you know, this is when we're going to feel it very, very strongly, because it's also going to be a time where we have to let go of whatever we thought service and facilitation was. I mean, you know, there's enough records on this planet that show us that really priestesses were not well maintained. The same with priests, but more often priestesses got the shit end of the stick. And people who are working out that karma are going to be very challenged at this time to find new ways of doing it, you know? So that's what I'm being forced to do. Which is why I'm like, I'd rather just sit in my garden and do things. And Spirit's like, nope, you're not even allowed to do that. Just do as minimum, as little as you can, and rest as much as you can, which is so not the way I do things. But this is the lesson for me, you know? I've probably done more work than I should have. So it's time for me to basically just go, wow. So I'm just trying to do that. Though I am going to plant my lotus seeds. I've got some lotus seeds, and you can make them sprout in water, and I'm going to chant at them every day and see what happens. So I am going to do that though, because that's just fun. So that's what's going on in tiredness and acknowledgement and looking at things and just allowing old patterns to come to an end, you know? I mean, so often we end up, even in the name of service, in the name of goodness, in the name of devotion, we just end up holding on to old patterns and old shit because that's the way things used to work. So when people come into this reality and this time with memories of their past, they don't know when to let go. They don't know what to let go of. It's like there are different types of archetypes, especially in facilitators, priestessing, priesting, however you want to put it. There are different archetypes that come up, and I would say one of the biggest things we need to let go of is the idea that our happiness, our health, our joy is somehow less important, and that's not true. you know so it's the kind of energy that really we need to put ourselves first, but not in a way that diminishes anyone else, but to realize that, if you're trying to do something for a larger group of people, however noble your intention is, you got to be fully charged, or at least charged enough so that you're not always, you know, trying to straddle that thin red line between depleted and able to function. We actually need to be allowed collectively to thrive so that we can actually help others thrive if that is what we are, called to do. So it's the kind of energy that a lot of facilitators are being very challenged with because, in some sense, it's easy to do self sacrifice. It is honestly easy to do self sacrifice if you have enough experience of it. And this is one of the ways facilitators kind of trap themselves onto the same cycle. Yes, but I'm doing this for so and so, and it's so noble and it's so wonderful. And I'm like, honey, this is just you in your old patterns again. What do you really want to do for yourself? And that's usually the kind of question which facilitators working through this kind of karmic pattern, kind of just wake up and go, oh, well, what I really want to do is that. I'm like, go do that. Because this is a time where we really just need to be super honest about things. Our joy is what needs to inspire our service. Grinding people up, whether it's women, whether it's the planet, whether it's, men who are aligned with the planet, whether it's anyone really, just grinding things up and expecting you to give up what makes you for the greater good doesn't work. That's Piscean BS. That's Piscean BS. But that's what I would say in a nutshell, in a very concentrated nutshell. This particular full moon is going to be bringing up for a lot of people. So, whether it's, and some of us need to rest because we've been doing too much. So, the body and spirit and circumstances are going to force you to rest. And some of you need to be doing more. There's a balance. Some people have done too much for themselves, some people have done too much for others. Then it's actually a time to come back and find a more equitable balance, you know? So if you haven't been pulling your weight, it's time to pull your weight. And if you've been doing too much, it's time to sit this one out and, I don't know, go watch something on interesting on Netflix. Right now, I am unashamedly watching Teen Wolf. It's so bad, it's good. It's one of those things, and I can just look at it and I'm just like, oh my God. So that's what I am doing, which is my great mystical lesson for the upcoming full moon. Go watch Teen Wolf or some other crap on Netflix if you've been working too hard. Just because, they're natural cycles. There's natural cycles of work and natural cycles of rest. Figure out what you need to be doing right now, or the universe is going to teach you in a not so nice way. Hopefully that makes sense. Um, let's see. Oh, let's see. There's a few new comments here. Hang on. Mm-mm-mm. Let's see. Carolina says, heart. Hello, Carolina. Vivi says, I am tired of dealing to get away from the narc spouse. She's making it complicated, etc., etc. No live and let live from her side. If she's a narc, honey, there is not going to be any live or let live. This is Vivi's comment. Um, if you've got to make the cut, you've got to make the cut, however long it takes. There's no two ways around it. The only way I managed to get a divorce from a narcissistic ex spouse is by pointing out the fact that, he kept wanting to make me seem like some kind of villain. And I said, look, buddy, if you're really the victim, why am I the one who's asking you for a divorce? And I literally managed to get a divorce from him because he was so convinced he had to do it. Otherwise, he would not be able to play the victim as well. That's literally the kind of head fuckery that I had to navigate through, but thank God it worked. That's all I'll say. Thank God it worked. I hear you, BB. It's not fun. It is not fun. Let's see. Lantern Hill says, Mr. Beginning, sounds like you're working hard in the garden. Blessings to you and Pirate Cat. Christine Buckingham says, self-care. Yep, yep. Georgia Polly says, been feeling like I need a screen detox. My head hurts and my eyeballs need a break. Hmm, sounds like it. Batwoman says, reading The Genius Myth about facilitation. Interesting. Um, Rita Lee says, greetings. Hello, Rita. Sky Blue says self knowledge is a key survival skill. I agree. I have not listened to your music recommendations yet, Sky Blue, or for the rest of you. Like, I need a bit of extra energy to process music. So, but I will. I haven't forgotten. Uma Devi says, Dr. Barry, how are you? I just joined the chat. Oh, I am tired, but that's okay. Just resting. I hope you're well, Uma. Tanisha says it's hard to rest and sit still. This is why we have Netflix. But honestly, just do something that, it doesn't have to be deep, profound, or meaningful. Just do something. That's also, I would say, a healthy, absolutely healthy part of being a human being in these times. Like I said, Teen Wolf. Tiraf says, greetings all. Carolyn says, I've been unashamedly watching cat videos. I thumbs up you. Nuna says, I've been rewatching The Magicians. I haven't seen that. Yessie says, good morning, Dr. B and everyone. Hello, Yessie. How are you? Anastasia says, American Gods. Um, yeah, I love the book. I absolutely love the book. Sky Blue says, no need to sit still, dear one. Yep, just do something. You don't have to be in this absolute state of experiential, existential stillness and great celestial dynamism. You can just be human. That's perfectly fine. Um, Vivi says, exactly, she's projecting me like a villain. It's a classic tactic. It's a very classic tactic, Vivi. You got to be very, very careful there, especially since you are the guy in the scenario. And I've spoken to you, so I find that projection very unlikely to be accurate. Uma says, Doctor, I have a question. How can I reach my higher self? Hmm. I well, you find a lot of people having different answers to this question. I would say rather than trying to reach your higher self, focus on your inner self. Just figure out who you are as a person. What do you like? What makes you come alive? What inspires you? What do you want to do on your time in this earth? And by doing so, you'll automatically at least find one portion of your higher self. Let's see. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. Tirab says a lot of extra self care lately. I'm going to have to let go of my job and find something less draining. I hope you're well. I hear you, Tirab. I hear you. Vivi says, on the other side, I want to say that my manager is happy and me being part of the team and happy she hired me. I'm so happy. Good to hear it. Very good to hear that. Okay. Anastasia says she's enjoying American Gods. I think you mean WandaVision. Thanks. Tanisha says Magicians is good. Nishu says I am tired. Yay, me too. Let's see. Lumi says, good to hear from you, Dr. V. Wishing you the best. Thank you. And you. Shruti says, I started doing my PG after a long gap, send some blessings. It is so tiring and not able to concentrate. Yeah, it's one of those times. Take some time out. Sometimes resting is the most productive thing that you can do. And people who are working very hard to be as productive as possible need to remember this. Um, Sheena says, my 2.5-year-old is currently trying to convince me they only need mitts to go outside in snow up to their waist. Hmm, interesting. And he says, I'm tired too. Nishu says, I was expecting you to come online, and here you are. Woo, woo. So, yes, I figured I had to show my face because some of you have been starting to worry. But, I'm okay, just kind of like, you know, riding the waves. And it's not a pleasant wave, this particular wave. But hopefully, you know, the next wave will be nicer. Hopefully. Luna says she has exciting news. Lex, who's Luna's partner, say hi to Lex for me. Lex helped me find a curandera that's local and she's vetting me for a potential apprentice. That's fantastic. Yay! That is so good. That is so good. Vivi says the mental tiredness is there. I agree. I think most of them are resonating that here. Yes. Yes. We are tired. Anastasia says, I'm going to Miami Beach in 2 weeks and I'll definitely put some flowers in the water for you to Yemaya. That is sweet. Thank you so much for thinking of me. Georgia says, have you read Women Who Run with the Wolves? I'm on my second read through now and it's very refreshing. Good to hear. Um, Daybray says, I love you. I have emailed you. Not sure if you got the emails. I haven't got your emails, honey. No, I have not got your emails. The white male privilege and supremacy issue in the USA is heavier than ever, even in my little world. Understand. Ray Mooney says, thanks for talking about rest. Glad you're doing what is best for you. I finally started slowing down to rest in the fall, and it has been so necessary. Vivi says, I just visited your YouTube channel today morning to see if you're coming online today and are online today late evening. Vivi says, wonderful. Luna says she's reading Women Who Run with Wolves too. I don't know. I'm funny about books. It's like certain books I can't read, and certain books I can only read at certain times if it's something that will, you know, expand my journey. Like I don't have the luxury of just being able to pick something up because if my spirit says nope, doesn't matter how expensive it is, it'll just be like I can't do this. So, um, let's see. Teraf says, yes, we've been missing you, but we understand this work is not easy. Take your time. Just like my mommy said, rest, please rest. I shall absolutely do so. Nishu says, everyone is resonating. Is that some planetary changes? It's the build up to the Virgo full moon coming up. It's the build up. I figured that, acknowledgement, shared resonance, and I might not be able to like make you feel better, because I can't, but sometimes just knowing that you're not alone in this, it is okay if you feel this. It doesn't mean that you are some less evolved being who has to do more inner work and you did something wrong and blah, 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 blah. No, it doesn't mean that. It literally sometimes just means you're tired, you need to rest. Um, Luna said, yeah, I tried reading that book dozens of times, but wasn't able to do it till I got to Albuquerque. Sky Blue says Daughters of Copper Woman. That sounds interesting. Interesting. Okay, I like the sound of that book. Um, anyway, I'm gonna go and rest some more, which I highly recommend. That is my prescription. Rest and more rest, especially for overworked priests, priestesses, and facilitators of different kinds. It is okay. The planet has managed to stay alive. All these years you've been working, you can afford to take a little bit of downtime. Please let us not forget Cereus, the hunter stalker, while he's not in Virgo right now, is going to be re entering Virgo in August. And one of the ways that Thereus really hits someone is when they overdo it, especially in the name of helping someone else or serving someone else. So, it's time to really put stricter limits on facilitation, on service, so that it can actually be sustainable, sustainable. So, oh, okay. And okay, I'm not sure how to say its name, but drinking passion flower and butterfly PT is helpful also. Good to know. Um, okay. So I send all of you love, and I hope this shared space of resonance helps you feel better about acknowledging that, perhaps for some of you, it's just going to be like, close up shop, can't do it, need to just chill. It's like, and Annie says keep away from stress. Um, that's the thing, it's not really anything new that's like on my radar that's stressing me out. It's just sometimes it's the alignments. The body just needs to go, hey, I need to clean up. I need to chill. I need to let go. I need to detox, you know? So that's kind of, but avoiding stress is also a very useful and helpful thing for people who can do that. Oh, sorry, I keep kicking the stand. I'm trying to like do this um, in a slightly different way, the tripod. So, a lot of people are feeling a lot of things, and it's normal and it's okay. And just let yourselves heal. Whatever you need to heal, do it. As long as it doesn't hurt anybody else, just do what you got to do. So I send lots and lots and lots of love, and I'm gonna go lie down. Bye.